I'm changing the power steering pump on a 2004 Pajero NP Diesel with a 4M41. I think it's the same between 2000 and 2006. This is the donor pump from a wrecking yard. It looks like this pump's going to have the reservoir leak, so before I install it, I'm going to remove these bolts, 4 bolts, and replace the O-ring that goes in between here. Again, this is off a donor car, so probably hasn't been rebuilt, but it's got less Ks than mine, and mine's definitely not working. So the other thing is the O-ring. So the stock O-ring, or the one that came with it, is kind of flat. I'm assuming that's from age maybe, and I got this other one. I just had to bring it to a bearing shop. Excuse me, Mitsubishi has a kit, I think for like 90 bucks. But it was nowhere in Australia where you can rebuild this yourself. I'm not really sure how. I mean, looks like there's some bolts on the front, the splits. I'm sure there's bearings and all sorts of fun stuff inside. So if you're really keen on that, look into that. But I'm going to be using this pump. Hopefully it works out for me. And my original pump's still in the car. So all I've done is I sucked out as much fluid as I could from the reservoir. I pulled off the low pressure return line, put a hose. A little bit's gonna leak out. I mean, I just put it there. Don't really need to. Just catch at the bottom and put some paper towels down there. And I have this pump for like a bottle, but it works pretty well. Slips in to the low pressure line, and I'm just gonna suck as much fluid as I can out into this bottle. I changed it not too long ago because I had the leak, so I replaced that thinking that that was causing air in the lines, but I think the pump is just done. So it looks pretty dark as well for such a short time frame, but anyways, so I'm gonna do that, pump it out, and then this is a 22 millimeter for the high pressure line. You have to take off, disconnect all these connectors. I think there's like 5. Then there's this foam, and like there's this little plastic shield. Most of the nuts are 12, and there's gonna be 2 bolts on this back that you loosen, and this will come off the front. So obviously you need to take off the low pressure line and then the high pressure line, and that's all that's really holding the pump in from the front. And then you got the 2 bolts in the back. I can show you. These are the bolt holes. One's offset. You'll see once you pull this off. One is sort of like right around here, and the other one is like back here, but it's farther back, so it's a little confusing, but I'll try to get you a picture. This is the cover I'm talking about. You undo these plugs, there's 4 of them, and then it shows you this kind of shield here, and you get to the back side. So this is number 1. You can see it kind of lines up, and then number 2 is right there, right at the tip of my finger. So you see they're kind of offset, this one and that one, and they're both 12s. If you have a ratchet end spanner, it makes life a lot easier, but I don't, so just a little bit of annoyance. Now remember to crack this before you loosen those. But yeah, it's pretty straightforward. Then this will separate off, this will be off. You should just lift right out. Obviously you got the cog and there's the O-ring in there, but that's about it.